Hey, what's up, guys? So today I'm going to be showcasing my second place deck profile from Las Vegas. I came second with my team, Hunt and Sam. So shout out to those guys; they were absolutely amazing. We all played the same deck list, but I was going to do a more in-depth explanation on the card by card and kind of talk about how we were so successful over the weekend. We actually went undefeated in Swiss, going first after Swiss, and so as a result, we're actually getting a playset of the giant card for Glutonia. So that's gonna be really sick. So when that comes in the mail, I'll definitely showcase that off on stream or something along those lines. Um, and yeah, obviously we won all the way out from Swiss into Top Cut, losing out in the only in the finals. But yeah, the deck is really good. And I think Pure is by far the best deck of the format, mainly because it has the ability to tech a lot of non-engine cards in order to give you the highest percentage to win games. Some games you can't control, but I think that if you can gain a 5% edge or a 5% boost to your win rate, throughout any matches, that compounds over the course of the event, to gives you the best chance at winning the YCS, right? So I also want to give a huge shouts to my homies Gunther and Walter, Luca. They were my three main testing partners. Like Hanse and Sam, leading up to YCS Vegas and Costa Rica. Those guys are absolutely insane. Walter's also starting up a coaching gig soon as well. So if you guys are interested in trying to get better, definitely go check that out. But yeah, and of course you can check out Christian Ureno Yugioh as well in the description box below. But yeah, let's get into like the card by card. So we all played pure Snake Eye. You obviously start with the 3 Snake Eye Ash. So a lot of these ratios will be pretty standard, right? 3 Snake Eye Ash, 2 Snake Eye Poplar, and then the 1 Oak. These are like probably like all you really need. And then obviously the 2 Flamberge. The reason why you have to play 2 Flamberge is mainly because it allows you to play through Nibiru if you have 2 in your deck. So it's like really strong for when you go first, but post side usually 1 comes out. But yeah, so that's like the main reason. A lot of the combo lines requires 2, and if you guys want to see some combos with that, I can definitely showcase that off as well. 3 Black Witch. There's not much to say about this. You want to maximize all your starters because the format is I guess like shaping up to be a hand trap heavy format. So whoever has more engine cards at the end of the day will usually end up on top, because hand trapping your opponent isn't enough to win. You also need your own ways to play. So maxing out these cards are really strong. The reason why Witch is so unique and so powerful, especially in the pure deck, is because we play Baron. So a lot of level 3 tuners actually convert Witch into a Baron, which is one of the cards that will win you a lot of games in the long run as well. And I'll show you that when we get to the hand trap lineup, that because a lot of the hand traps are level 3 tuners, the fact that they can convert with Witch into a Baron is like absolutely insane. Right? And then we play the 1 Jet Synchron. A lot of people like cut this card. I think that's not correct, because I think Jet Synchron enables a lot of really strong plays and gives you the ability to play through Nibiru with Ash Wish, which I thought was really clean. And it makes your end board strong, so that if people decide to play board breakers, you would have a board that's strong enough. It also gives you the ability to make an Omni Negate to protect like your Floodgate if you have any, and it makes it so that you don't lose to like random board breakers like evenly or something along those lines as well. So I thought this card was like really nice. And it, like, Jet Synchron also has 2 monsters, because it's like 1 by itself, and then it can summon back itself, and then and then it gets recycled constantly by Oak. So I think this card is like really strong. That's it for like the monster. And then I kind of want to talk about the 3 Lullaby of Obedience. This card is like really strong. And what we were doing with this card was what no one else was really doing. And the reason why this card was in the main deck was because we kind of came to the agreement that we are looking to not just top the event but win the event. And this card is absolutely insane in Top Cut, because you in theory should know what everyone's playing. So this card is just like absolutely the nuts. But I actually played I think all fire from round 1 all the way to the finals. I haven't played a non-fire deck the entire YCS, and my teammates only played 2 non-fires each. So we made the call that like everyone should be on fire for the YCS, so that's why this card would be absolutely insane. And the way this card works is that you pay 2,000 life points and you declare a monster card name, and your opponent either gives you the option of summoning to your field or adding it to your hand. And even against like decks that aren't fire, we like made like plans in terms of like, oh, we just call the cards like Ash Blossom because it's a free level 3 extender to our side of the field, and it can be turned into a Baron with the Witch. And it also is really nice because it puts a fire monster in our opponent's graveyard, which allows you to actually do some really sick Lullaby combos. And Lullaby, it actually enables better combo lines than the regular Ash Witch lines. So we wanted to basically have 3 more copies of Bonfire, 3 more copies of Witch in our deck. And another cool part about Lullaby is that one of the ways you beat Summon Limit, this is like kind of like the hidden goo, is that when you go like normal summon Ash, special Poplar, you get Summon Limited, you can go Lullaby of Obedience, call like Ash Blossom, and by doing so, your opponent has a Summon Limit face up, and they have to go, if they go normal summon Ash, they can't use the effect. Then if they go Ash effect to tag yourself out and send their own Summon Limit to the grave, you can just Ash it, and then they need like another extender to keep playing. So the fact that this card also grabs you a hand trap going second is like very versatile. And then going first, one of the cool plays with Lullaby of Obedience is that if you make Promethean Princess, you can then activate Lullaby of Obedience, call like Nibru, and it gets added to your hand because you can't summon a non-fire monster. So I thought that was really neat as well. So this card was like really insane. I had no complaints about it the entire weekend, and I thought that this was like the edge that our deck needed to perform at the YCS, because like I said, this card was engine, non-engine. It was basically 3 Joker in your entire deck. Next we have 3 Bonfire, right? Obviously, basically just Rhoda. Not much to say about that. 3 Wanted. This card is absolutely nasty because of the free card advantage you get, like the +1. I thought this card was like super nice. So nothing else to say about that. 1 Divine Temple and then 1 Original. Just pretty standard. We want to play like just minimum engine. Like, you know, like concise. Like not, you don't really need to play more Original. You don't really need to play more Divine Temple. So I thought that was really clean. And then lastly, one for one. This was the 41st card. I kind of convinced the team to like add this card in because I just felt that like I need as many pushes as possible, and I think this was like basically another push in the deck that was like the next, like basically another Witch, basically another Bonfire, etc. So I just wanted to maximize my starters, especially because we're already playing Lullaby as well. Like I just wanted as many ways to play the game as possible. And then for the non-engine, we played 3 Ash Blossom, right? 3 Nibru. I think this is like kind of like the best approach. The 3 Veiler, the 3 Drone Lockbird, the 3 Infinite Impermanence, and then the 2 Ghost Mourner. Shout out to Gamer's Choice for this. Also, by the way, guys, I used Team Samurai X1 sleeves, Supreme Pros. That was also our team name, the entire YCS. So if you guys are interested in trying to get like the best sleeves in the game, you guys can definitely go check that out at TixSuno.com and use Pack10 for 10% off. And also, if you guys are interested in any like additional merchandise or accessories for your Yu-Gi-Oh game, you can also go check out sleevesheaves.de and then use Pack 5 for 5% off. They have a crazy restock on sleeves at the moment. But basically, you'll see that the last couple of cards in the deck is we decided to not main Crossout, which is what we did in Brazil, but rather play more hand traps because we realized that in order to beat Crossout in the main deck, you just have to overwhelm your opponents with the chance to draw 3. When you draw 3 hand traps, it doesn't matter if your opponent has Crossout because they can only cross out 1 hand trap, and like 2 usually stops your opponent. So you want to maximize your chances of drawing 3 hand traps. Ghost Mourner was absolutely insane. We can only fit 2, and we decided the 3rd copy for side patterns, but the Mourner was a level 3 hand trap that allowed you to actually make Baron with the Witch, which came up a couple times, and I thought it was really nice. Veiler and Joel were both at 6 copies or like maxed out because when you go Lullaby and you pitch a Joel or a Veiler for like the Witch, it allows you to pretty much go for like Selene lines for free Apollo on top of your end board. So the fact that these cards were not only just hand traps, but cards that allows you to extend your plays even further was exceptional. And yeah, we decided to basically play 17 hand traps in the main deck because we basically came to the realization that 15 was not enough, which sounds crazy, I know. And so we decided to like full send the approach and just play as many as possible. And also we consider Lullaby better than Crossout actually, because Crossout only works when you have ways to play already. Lullaby with both an extender and a starter, while Crossout was only an extender, and that's why we decided to main Lullaby of Obedience instead. So that was like the other consideration. So yeah, Lullaby just comboed better, then like basically if you open like Lullaby Witch, it was like better than opening Witch Crossout. And so that's why Lullaby ended up being better, because it made your 2-card combos better, while Crossout just made sure your 1-card combo resolve. But the 2-card combo with like Lullaby Witch already plays through any single little hand trap your opponent can have. So it's basically as if you cross out your opponent, and if they don't have any hand traps, you get a free Savage to negate on their turn. So I hope that makes sense in terms of the list. But yeah, the deck was 41 cards in the main deck. Wish I could have played 40, but 41 I think was fine. Now we're gonna go into like the side deck. So we decided to play like maximum amounts of Bystials, and we decided to play 1 Mag, 2 Jewess, 1 Baldric, and 1 Serenair. Basically like unique DD Crows, because we do play a lot of hand traps, and like if we draw multiples, we don't want like 2 Jewess from our hands, but it was like the 5th Bystial. But we rather draw like 1 Serenair, 1 Jewess than like 2 Jewess. We rather draw like 1 Serenair, 1 Baldric. We also want the potential to like maybe sack our opponent with 1 Baldric, 1 Jewess, maybe even 1 Magna. So it's just like the flexibility in having multiple Bystials was better. And this card was really good against, like, the idea was to put this in against Voiceless, Branded, anything of those sorts. So I thought that was really nice. And also, you can also potentially side it in for like the pure mirror match, because you can hit like the Kribo to stop them from having an Omnigate or hit their IP. And so, but we ended up not doing that, but it's just something to think about. We put in 3 Ghost Spell as well, because it allows us to cover the mirror match, but then also covered like the Voiceless matchup. So we just wanted something to help with that. The last Mourner, because our side pattern made it so that when you side out the 1 Jet Synchron, you also have another copy of Mourner in place of the Jet, so you have another hand trap to like combat your opponent when you win second. And then of course for going first cards, because there's so many non-engine in the format, we want to maximize our chance of winning when we go first. So 3 summon limit, 3 cross out, just to make sure that when we go first, we are more than likely to essentially win the game. So I think that makes sense. For the extra deck, pretty standard, right? So 1 Karibo, 1 Nightmare Phoenix. The reason why you have to play Nightmare Phoenix is because of the fact that it like enables OTKs with Zelantis. So like it allowed you to like do basically kill your opponent on an empty board. And then Nightmare Phoenix also like helps you out floodgates and stuff like that. It was absolutely like insane for me. I'm really glad I played it. Dark Charmer and Hida were like insane in our list because of the fact that we played Lullaby of Obedience. Like this card was absolutely like crazy, because like when you activate Lullaby of Obedience, you take a card from your opponent's deck like Snake Eye Ash or like Witch, and then you put it in their graveyard when you link off with it. Which then you can then use the Dark or the Hida to take like the card you summon off Lullaby. So then you're able to go for free Dark Celine plays, free Dark into a Princess play, do whatever you need to do, right? So I thought that was really nice. IP Masquerena, because you know, it's part of the combo, and it's like usually typically on part of your end board, so I thought it was really nice. SP Little Knight, because you know, it's just like really strong removal. 1 Promethean, you don't really need 2. I think 1 is enough, because you have like 2 Flambridges, which basically is the second Promethean. Selene, Raging Phoenix. Selene is a god card. Free Apollo, I guess. Appaloosa. 1 Zelantis, and then I think that's pretty much it. You'll notice that we don't play Amble Whale, because pretty much like the only time you ever summon Amble Whale is when you like get drolled, and like that never really happens. Like I guess like it doesn't come up enough. You rather have Raging, you rather like get the extra utility off the flex spot in the extra deck, and I think like the Typhon came up way more for me. I wanted to, yeah, I didn't play Formula, Savage, and then Baron. I made a lot of these cards like quite easily, because like for example, there's some cool lines where you can like use Selene to bring back Veiler, right? Or like bring back a Witch, or like go Selene, bring back Veiler, or like Witch, and then use Selene plus like a Fire Monster to make Hida. You take their Ash Blossom, then like make Baron underneath, and then it protects your Floodgate through multiple hand traps. So like Selene was really crazy at like doing those type of lines. And then like obviously like you can like Selene back a Witch, I mean a Veiler, and you use Veiler plus Selene, I mean plus the Witch to make a Savage, and that also came up quite a lot, which I thought was really cool. And then yeah, Formula Synchron, just drawing you free cards and tagging out into like interruption on your opponent's turn. And then yeah, Baron, which was just honestly the MVP. Baron was so important because you just made it. You didn't always make it with like Savage Formula or like whatever. You mainly made Baron with like Witch and like a level 3 hand trap, which I thought was like insane. So yeah, so that was really nice. The last card is 1 Typhon. This was Gunther's idea, but this was a card that kind of like came up in actually Infernoble deck building theory, where essentially like when we were hand trapping our opponents and fighting for resources, Typhon's a card that really shines on top in those type of game states. And Typhon's really neat is also because the moment you summon Typhon, because after you summon Typhon, you can't no more special summon anymore. One of like the secret outs to like, I guess like summon limit is that you like normal summon Populous, you put Typhon on top, right, and then you can use Typhon to like attack over the princess or like bounce the princess or whatever, and then because you can't summon anymore off Typhon, you then use Lullaby to like guarantee add you a hand trap like Ash Blossom, or like a Veiler or something along those lines, which is like really nasty. So I thought that was like kind of neat. But yeah, like it's just like was another really strong alternative, and I thought this card was like absolutely insane. It came from up for me like twice during the entire YCS, but it was good enough to like win me, like it won me those games, so I thought it was like just still worth it to play. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty much the deck provide, guys. If you guys want to see the Lullaby of Obedience combos, let me know in the comment section below, and then maybe I can like showcase some of them. All right, guys. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later, and don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, thanks again for all of your support. Hopefully I can become a 4-time YCS champion soon. So that's gonna be it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.